Shalom Alaikum, Havarim. Mishpakan, the world over. I know it's been a while since we've seen each other, and I wanted to do a little update, very quick video, not a long 9 to 2 hours or 1 hour in the way of a lot of our other study videos have gone. And it says something just to really just run by you what it is that you should be expecting in the future from this channel, from the ministry, and where we are so far. Um, First and foremost, what I want to do is come together in prayer. And if anybody's out there, you can join me live. If not, when this gets replayed, I'm sure you all can look it back up and you know, join me then. But right now, I just want to come together. Barukata Yahweh Eloheka, Elohim of Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, Avinu, Chokoim, Shabbat Shemayim, Yid Kadeshim Ka Yahweh. Bavakasha, B'Shem Yahusha, we come unto you to give you honor and esteem, for you and you alone are worthy of it. We bow our knee to you and give you, for you are Barak, Kadosh HaKadosh, and we seek to be Kadashim, set apart ones. That all of those who come to see this video and come to follow this ministry and the videos that we make from here on out be edified by the knowledge that is imparted to them and that we seek out together. Oh yeah, I ask that your Ruach HaKodesh, your set apart spirit, be over this channel, be over all of the studying and the readings and the recordings that we put out and that are consumed, so that only your image, your truth, may go forth. And those that have knowledge without understanding and those that have understanding without knowledge may reconcile, and we become one in the Master's hand, oh yeah. We ask for guidance. And above all, we ask that you protect us in this time. Help us to be resolute and truly understand what it means to stand in your truth and for your truth. What it means to be a follower of Yahusha and what comes along with that. We ask these things humbly. B'Shem Yahusha. Amen. All right. So, just want to give you a rundown of what's happening here. First off, I want to tell you what it is that we represent here. In a lot of the other videos, I don't think we've gotten an opportunity to express that. But all I'm trying to do here, I'm not attempting to be, I don't represent any official Beit Din, any official Hebrew Israelite organization, IUIC, any one of these things. I don't represent, I'm not an official representative of any of these affiliated groups, nor am I affiliated with any of these groups, these letter groups. Simply what I am is just a man who sought truth throughout his entire life, and that journey has brought me here to the restored name, to the restored scriptures, and to a more simplistic and rudimentary practical understanding of the scriptures. Not taking away any of the divinity that lies within, but instead understanding them and being a little bit more pragmatic with my thinking, stepping back and shedding away a lot of what the world has cast upon me. And I want to share that with you and all those other truth seekers out there. A lot of people who come from different walks. I've got people agnostic, atheist, Baptist, Christian, Bobo Ashanti. I've met people who come from all different walks of life, but it's one thread that binds us all together, and it's our earnest desire to understand the truth of the foundation of the world we live in. Because there's something inherently off about the world, and I think we can all, I mean, it's very prevalent at this point. So even the most spiritually or intellectually inept can still pick up on the clear signs that there's something wrong with our world and that we are principally the drivers of this energy. It's important for us to understand this in order for us to correct it. And I hope that through these studies and subsequent recordings, that we come closer to that understanding together. I'm not a Kohanim. I'm not a Rabbi. I'm just a man seeking understanding, and I wish to fellowship with all my fellow people out there who wish to seek and understand while they still have the opportunity to do so. It's going to be kind of cliche because I think we're going to see more and more of these channels come out in day by day. But this isn't something that's a new walk for me. This isn't something that's unfamiliar for me. I've been walking in this way as a Nazarene, officially known as a Nazarene. Um, so, well, I've been baptized for 5 years now. I've been mikvahed for 5 years, but I've always called myself a Nazarene from 2000, I think. I would say 2005, 2006, without fully understanding what it was. Uh, while I was in college, a brief testimony, while I was in college, I started to discover the threads of and the inner workings of entertainment, uh, specifically and primarily through the music genre, hip hop and music genres, hip hop and rock, and just music entertainment. And that subsequently led me on to just the rabbit hole. Down the rabbit hole I went. Until I found myself right back where I started with a new perspective. And that is in what we would call erroneously the Bible or the Bostra, the scriptures. What I have here is the International Scriptural Research Institute for Scriptural Research, endorsed by Lou White, uh, restored name scriptures. Um, but anyone who's willing to, who wants to follow along with our teachings and not be lost when you hear, like in our opening, in my opening prayer, when I said, Abinu, Shabbat Shemayim, Yitkadesh Shimka. A lot of people that may be a little intimidating, but all I simply said was, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. I genuinely believe that the words we speak call into action certain things in our reality. And if a father spake in Hebrew, I think Hebrew is good for us to learn and to come to a better understanding. I don't want to go off too far on a tangent. After I got delivered from with my understanding through the grace of Yahweh, through the Chana of Yah, He gave me understanding. I walked in wisdom. I walked through with the knowledge and understanding that I had, and exercised wisdom, and moved out of partaking in certain things, specifically and primarily, of course, the music. I've stopped listening to secular music, and this is all that Yah requires from most of us to step forward out of the world and leave those things that cause our personal and our emotional, psychological, spiritual decay behind us, and move forward in truth and function. Um, I know I feel like I'm kind of all over the place. Sorry, but this was kind of an unplanned video. I realized I missed the last couple of weeks of study, and I just didn't want to leave everybody who, even though it's only a handful of you, but everybody who's come to rely on coming to these studies and the fellowship of them and the feeling and the camaraderie and the edification that comes out of them, for both me and for anyone that may be watching. I don't want to leave you hanging. I want to give you some explanation as to what's going on. In the next coming weeks, I'm going to start studying again. We're going to start back at Bereshit or Genesis and start right from the beginning. Next week, we'll have a study. Our study is no longer going to be live on Wednesdays. We'll save that for specific times. But what I'm going to do from now on is I'm going to get a study together on Wednesday, and we're going to break it down, edit it, give you some screenshots so you can see what it is that we're reading. And for those of you who may not have access to some of the literature that we're using, I want you to have access to it so that you can read along and be edified in that way as well. And maybe you can find some things within the text that I'm not privy to. So most of our studies from here on out will be pre-recorded until I get a little bit more techno-savvy and I can organize a study that's within a certain amount of time, under 45 minutes, where you guys can call in and make your suggestions and make your questions at a certain block of time. So that's going to be coming next week. Hopefully, in the time to come, in the weeks to come, I will become more technologically advanced here at the channel, and who knows, we may even get a little artistic intro, some music, and so on and so forth. But for right now, I just want to make sure that I'm giving you the best product that I possibly can, not for the sake of me or for not just for my sake or your sake, but for the sake of the glory of Yahweh, so that I'm giving him my very best product. And thus far, it's been kind of haphazard. Before I go, I'm going to break down, finish what it is that we believe here. Um, Here, I think we went over this in the last study, but we'll go over it one more time. We believe that Yahweh Elohim created everything in the heavens, earth, and seas, and all that fills them, spirit, flesh, elements, and vegetation. That he did so in 6 days, 6 literal days, and rested on the seventh. We believe that Yahweh Elohim does not change, but instead he's the same yesterday, today, and forever. That his word, whether it's in the form of his son, Yahushua HaMashiach, spoken and written, is eternal, does not change, is consistent, and always accomplishes what it was sent to do. And he doesn't lie. He always does what he says he will do and keeps his covenants to 1,000 generations of them that love him and keep his Torah. And in keeping his Torah is how we show that we love him, as Yahushua instructed us. If you love me, keep my commands. If you love my Father, keep his. It's very simple concept, but unfortunately gets overlooked in this day and age where people follow their hearts. We also believe in the ancient world cosmology here, which means that NASA is kind of out the window for us. We believe in the restored name. We believe in using Hebrew. I'm sure some of you have heard of speaking things into existence. That's a very popular Christian dispensation. A lot of you coming from a Christian mindset or a spiritualist mindset, if you happen to be coming from Wicca or anything, speaking things into creation, speaking things into actuality. English is a backwards. Sometimes I think some linguists describe English as not a real language, but instead 3 languages on each other's shoulders with the trench coat pretending to be a language. So it's very difficult sometimes for us to properly express ourselves using English, not for lack of